We've got 20 eBay orders to pack, 13 Whatnot orders to do, and a very limited amount of bubble wrap. Can we get it done? We've got lots to get done today, so I'm going to try and keep faffing around to a minimum. I'm going to get all these orders packed, we'll get them posted, I'll show you what's sold, of course, and we'll find out what's a good pickup and what's not. I've got one more thing to get. It's quite a big item, so I'll save that till the end. First up, we've got this plushy grommet. I'm unsure if it's a hot water bottle holder or like a pajama set holder that you could put your pajamas in there. It seems a bit too small for a hot water. I'm leaning towards the pajama holder. And shout out to Stephanie, JP and Steph. They joined us live in our Whatnot show and then they purchased this off me on eBay. It's a vintage 1989 grommet. I found this in a charity shop about 6 months ago, I'd say. I have had it quite a while. It's hung around a fair bit. We only sold him for £9 because he didn't have the craziest value that I originally thought. But if I was to find another one of these, I probably wouldn't pick him up unless he was only 50p or something like that. The next sale is for this Lotus Elise diecast model car. It's a 2003 Lotus Elise 111S. The brand that makes this one is Welly. I'm not too sure if you can see it on there, but it's not a brand that I was too familiar with. I tried to do some research and there was barely anything out there. There was only a much older car that was with the same brand. So after doing a bit of market research and seeing that there wasn't much supply of this car, but there was quite a high demand, it was selling for like 30-40 quid. We managed to get full asking price on this one of £34.99. Previous owner as well was like put like custom stickers and stuff over it, like a little martini sticker and Bosch and different sponsors and stuff like that. All of that is mentioned in the description and in the item condition. But £34.99, very happy with that one. This next one is a Hornby My First Scalextrics, but it's the Mini Cooper edition, and it's the one that you do actually plug into the wall. So I'd listed one before that was like a battery operated one, so you don't need to plug it into the wall. And it literally sold within about 5 minutes for 20 quid, full asking price. It made me think I should have priced it a bit higher. But from the research I did, that was the price to list it for. I made my profit on it, so I'm not complaining. It's just trying to learn what's in demand and whether I should have priced higher or not. But this one here is a sort of custom bundle I put together. You got the two Mini Coopers, the red and the yellow. You got the track, you got the controllers. It's all tested, working. And then I also threw in like a little bag of spare tires, spare contacts to replace the little metal bits on the bottom of the car. And then I also had like a spare Union Jack Mini Cooper, so I chucked that one in as well. So again, 3 cars, a bunch of track, the controllers, all that jazz, and we sold this one for £24.99. Custom bundle of Scalextrics. I was actually really surprised at like how quickly the Scalextrics and stuff have been selling through. I'm going to keep my eye out for it much more in the future. Even the like individual cars, if you ever like rummaging through a pile and you see like Scalextric cars individually, just check the dates on them, give them a quick look on eBay. A lot of them are highly collectible, and especially the older ones, they're just hard to find nowadays. Next up, we sold a white stuff Starburst jumper. In my mind, this was more of like a Christmassy, New Year's kind of item, but we've sold it now in the middle of June for £10. So £10 on a white stuff jumper, can't complain at that. This next one surprised me. It was another one that I've been meaning to go back to, revise the price, revise the title structure and stuff like that to try and get it sold. Because I believed I was like asking a bit too much on it. But it actually seems like it's one of those items that does just take a while to sell. And if you want to get that price for it, you just have to leave it there. Like, it needs to establish itself in the market. But I think it's good to have a healthy balance. Certain things we should hold on to and allow it to stay at a higher price until we get that amount. But other things, there's no need for us to hold on to stock forever when we should be like moving things in, moving things out, bringing things in, moving things out. So the more we can like offer promotions and knock the price down little by little over the time, it should increase your sales and get things moving. But this one is a Stuart Crystal hand-blown 5-inch brandy balloon glasses in a faux leather display box. Stuart Crystal there, really nice display box, padded on the top. You've got a little silver lock on the front and then 2 brandy glasses in there. And as you lift the box, it sort of tilts the glasses forwards. You can see the mark on the bottom as well, Stuart there, to know that they are official Stuart crystal glasses. That was going to be the problem for a little while, was that I wasn't sure if I could actually identify if these were the official glasses that came from this case, because who knows, anyone could easily switch in and out a brandy glass. But after doing my research, it does have the correct symbols. There's Stuart on there, and that's exactly what we needed. I either had these up for £59.99 or £55, as I sent an offer out to someone for 50 quid. They countered for 48, and I accepted it. Let's get them gone. £48 for a pair of glasses. I think I paid 5-6 quid for these. I think I got it on video when I picked these up, so if you do want to know, go back, check my older videos, and you can find out exactly how much I paid for this one. Next up, a Barago Ferrari F50 open top diecast model, scale 118. Really nice model here. Ferrari F50. You've got the doors that open up, you've got the like boot that opens up. Oh, somehow doesn't want to, there you go. The back that opens up there for the engine. Does the front open up as well? No, it doesn't. But a really nice model, sold for full asking price as well, $19.99. And I think that's actually set the record for the highest price sale of this item in the last 90 days. Or I think there actually was one for $17.99 free postage. But I've set a new record. I'm raising the price on this item. Let's keep going, boy. Next up is a Britain's JCB model tractor crane thing. It does have a little bit of damage to it. There's some tape around the arm in there. So because it had a bit of damage, I wasn't afraid to send out a more aggressive offer to people. And we got this sold for £15. I believe this cost me 99p, something like that. So £1 into 15, not too bad. Next sale is another Britain's toy, and it's a Massey Ferguson trailer. I know it's quite hard to see in the bubble wrap, but it's called the Massey Ferguson MF200 tipping trailer. And there's like a little tipping action where you can like tilt it back, and then the back thing sort of back gate swings open and opens up. So you could put like sand or something in it and actually use it properly. But we sold this one for £15. Another Scalextric item. Someone reached out to me asking if they could just buy this character because that car is included. And I was like, I'm ideally looking to sell this as a set. So you can send me an offer for the set and I'll send you everything if you want the car. I'm not sure what they were going to send the offer for. I have seen just the car alone selling for $18.99 on its own. And I sold the whole set for £21. So let me know who the sucker is. But it's a micro Scalextric. It's the Wacky Races set. I've tested them working. It's just missing one of the loop pieces, so you can't create the entire loop. Sold this one for £21, free postage. Another toy I got listed last week was this Corgi Scana car transporter with a blue and white livery. I had a few people interested in this one, reaching out to me, asking like what the scale of it was, what sort of cars could fit on it, is it fully functional and stuff like that. I was quite surprised by the amount of questions and interest from people on the item. But we eventually got it sold for £10.50. Another item I've been sending offers out like crazy on, trying to be more and more aggressive each time. And we finally sold these for £35. They're a pair of men's Converse Counter Climate grey waterproof high tops. They're a UK size 9. They just had one issue with them, and that was this like slight scuffing here. I'm not sure if you can see that, if you can just tell that there. That's the one issue with them. Other than that, they're absolutely perfect. Basically looks like they've never been worn on the bottom. Excellent condition. £35 for those. Then there was a whole bag of these in my storage that I completely forgot about. I found them the other day and I was like, it's time to just get these all listed right now. It needs to be done. So I counted them all out, matched them all up, made some bundles together, and we've got some sales come through from it. So the first one was for this set of speed stacking cups. Who'd have thought, right? Speed stack set of 23. It's missing one cup to be 24. Pro Series 2 WSSA, which is the World Association Speed Stacking Association. Black cups, 1 cup lock, 1 grip mat and timer. So there's a lock-in mechanism on there that holds all the cups together. There's a grip mat in there for you to stack all the cups on top of. And then there's like this electronic timer that clips into the mat so that you can like start the timer and then stack as quickly as possible. In the item description and condition, I called it a starter set. So I was trying to like advertise it as like a speed stacking starter set. You get a full set of cups and then some spares essentially. But I was surprised we got full asking price for this one, $34.99. Let's go. Another one from the speed stacking set was these cups here. Now the buyer reached out to me and said, hey, would you be interested in selling just one set of the cups? As they've already got loads of the flame ones, they don't need any more of them. So I was like, yeah, sure thing. How much would you like to pay for them? The original listing was up for 20 quid. So they said, how about 10 for just one stack of the cups? I was like, sure thing, I've got no problem with that whatsoever. So I just split these in two, send them out the purple stack up cups, and we sold this one for £10. Then I'll just get the 11 flame cups relisted, probably for 10 quid as well. And now these next sales are all consignment sales. So there was someone that I've done a deal with, they gave me a whole load of toys. I've been working through their toys the last couple of days, and very quickly we've had a bunch of them sell. So the first one to sell is this vintage TIE Fighter from 1995. It's a Kenner TIE Fighter Star Wars toy. It's unfortunately incomplete. It's missing one of the clips there to attach this side on, and that did affect the price. It is in a very good condition. It's not broken, but it is just missing one of the pieces. There is a little button on here somewhere where when you press it, like the sides pop off and it sort of acts like an explosion. So you could simulate like it getting blown up if you were playing with them. I actually thought that was pretty cool. If this was complete, we could be asking for 30 to 40 quid. But due to the nature of it being incomplete, we got £15 for this one. I just accepted the offer of 15 quid. I thought, let's get it moving. Let's get some money back in the consignor's pocket. The next one from them, which was a surprise for me, in a little bundle of animals, I thought, I've got to do the research. I've just got to make sure there's no bangers in there. And surprisingly enough, of course there was. We had a British Natural History Museum Invica Plastics vintage toy blue whale. It's a blue toy whale that you would probably get in the gift shop of the Natural History Museum. And we sold this one for £15. 15 quid for a plastic whale. There's money in everything, guys. It's the kind of thing I would have just completely looked past before, especially if I was at a car boot or a charity shop. I'd be like, I want to rummage, but I don't want to rummage through farm toys or animals. But now knowing that there's 15 quid in certain things like this, I'm definitely going to keep my eyes peeled. So £15 blue whale. Next one from them is this SN1 bootleg transformer. It's based on Starscream. It's not an official transformer or anything. It's a bootleg version. But we actually sold this one for 15 quid as well. These have only been listed for around 2 days, so consider all of these 48-hour sales as well. But even if they're not official, bootleg toys sell well. Bootleg transformer, 15 quid. Next up, we've got this Starship Enterprise Playmates 1992 Space Talk series. It's incomplete, unfortunately. It's just missing the lights off of the back panels here. They should match these plastic bits there. It does have buttons on it so that it can talk. It has like that's why it's called the Space Talk. You can press these buttons, it says different things, but unfortunately I don't have the correct batteries. It does need new batteries. I've said all this in the description. Battery compartment's perfectly clean. Again, it's one of those things that if it was complete, we could be asking 30 to 40, but because it's not, we got £17 on a best offer for that one. And that was actually from a repeat buyer as well. The last two consignment sales is this Star Wars original land speeder Kenner Palitoy 1978. It's incomplete and it's USA made. I was actually quite surprised because the other incomplete sales were normally under £20. And even though ours is incomplete, it's in excellent condition, which means we got the asking price of 30 quid. Full asking price, £30 for an incomplete land speeder. Only thing that's missing, I believe, is just the seats that go in there. It's got like a pop-up function there so you can look inside the engine. It's got sort of like a suspension if you push the wheels. I honestly think as well, one of the things to just stand out amongst the rest is having high quality photos. If you don't have a photo box or a light box for taking photos of little toys and stuff like this, I highly recommend it. It just boosts up the quality so much. It just really helps your listing pop and stand out from the rest. But £30 on this one. And the final sale, which was another one that sold literally within like 10 minutes of me listing it, is this Ertl Thomas the Tank Engine die-cast metal fat controller. Now, I had no idea this line of toys. I did a bit of research on this guy. They're selling for like £6-7 free postage, and a lot of them were actually quite dinked up and marked up. Compared it to this one, and this had a really good paint work on it. There was a few marks, but it was probably the best condition out of the rest of them. So I put it up for £9.99 free postage, and we got the sale within 10 minutes. And the last item, I'm not going to get it out until I've completely packed all of these ones up, just because it's really big and it'll take up all the space. But we finally sold our Jessup's 2A 880 reflector white telescope with stand, accessories in box. There was a little bit of a back and forth with the buyer, and it's quite confusing at first. I don't think they were aware that they'd bought it, even though they'd accepted my best offer. They were sort of asking, like, is this still available? And I was like, wait, what's going on? It's a really large telescope in the box with the original packaging, all the accessories included, and we sold that one for £55. So it's going to be a big boy to pack, but it's definitely worth it. I think I only paid 5 to 10 quid for the telescope originally. It was actually at the charity shop, and it was the same sort of thing for them. It was just so big. It was taking up so much room. They were like, we just want to get this sold and moved on. So they did me a solid price just to sort of clear it out the way, basically. And then I've learned the lesson myself that you don't want too many large items because you just run out of space way too quickly. So I'm not going to be picking up big stuff anymore. I'll try and avoid it as well. If it's free and on the street, I'm always tempted to pick it up, even if it's a large item. But more and more and more, I'm hammering into my head, only pick up the stuff that I can handle and that I want to handle. So bear in mind, a bunch of these sales were on consignment, so we'll be splitting the profit 50-50 after all the fees are covered. But the majority of them were mine and from my own stock, so that's 100% of the profit coming back to us. I think it'd be very hard to run the business fully on consignment, but it's definitely possible. It's just almost like you need to be doing double the amount of the value of what you're selling to then truly get that value. So you're going to be working harder to get less money, unless you can really get up there and start selling the high profit items, especially if you were selling cars or something like that and you were getting like a £2 commission. But it all just depends on what you're selling, what your business model is, and how much you can tolerate. But for those 20 orders, the total sales figure is £468.86. That is a killer weekend, my friends. That's probably one of the best weekends I've had on eBay this year. And after like a slow dipping down period, it's really nice to see some like high weekends. Even the past week's been quite good for me as well. So I'm really happy to see that as I've made this jump up to doing 20 listings a day, the sales are starting to pick up and follow that trend as well. Even though it's supposed to be summer slowdown or whatever, I'm steadily growing my store bit by bit, trudging through the mud, as they say. And hopefully we can have the store buffed up closer to 1,000 listings. We're on 550 at the moment. But if I could be closer to 1,000 listings into Q4, that's going to make me really happy. And hopefully that means that we can sell through a lot more of our stock, getting it onto markdown sales and stuff like that, all geared towards Christmas, the new year, getting that moolah. I was saying to Gigi last night, if I can find a way to work super hard in Q4, sort of cash out, and then in January, let's go on a nice holiday somewhere. But I'm going to leave it there for this video. I've also got 13 Whatnot orders to back, so I can't waste a second. Let me get on it. Thank you very much for joining me. Just thought I'd hop on, show you what's sold. We've had a killer weekend on eBay. I hope it's been the same for you. And if you haven't had enough of me yet, just check out the next video. It'll be something. I could have gone charity shop hunting. Just click it. Click that right there. You could win a prize. Do you want to win a prize? I'm joking, you won't win a prize. But I hope you enjoy the next video. Peace out, y'all.